This is how crazy the media environment was after the announcement, the letter to Capitol Hill, that the FBI, Director James Comey, again investigating Hillary Clinton. This was the probe that we all thought was over and done with. Technically, it had never been closed. It exploded like a bombshell on the campaign trail, breaking news banners on every television screen, headlines across the web, except we didn't know very much about it. And this was reported, widely reported, as a reopening of the investigation, new emails discovered that might or might not be relevant. And look, 11 days before an election, this is not what you want if you are the Democratic nominee for president. And it really capped Hillary Clinton's worst week of the general election because it came after daily disclosures that drip, drip, drip of WikiLeaks, particularly about the Clinton Foundation and her own email scandal and her own people questioning her judgment and really reinforcing those doubts that some Americans have about Hillary Clinton's honesty and trustworthiness. But then the thing just kind of went kablooey as journalists scrambled to find out from the Justice Department just what was going on. Hillary Clinton had a kind of a surreal rally in Iowa in which she did not utter a single syllable about this. Suddenly we find out, well, maybe it's not that big a deal. Maybe Comey is just covering his butt. Then we find out that Anthony Weiner is involved. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up, folks, that the FBI, according to sources first reported by the New York Times, found devices in a separate investigation of Anthony Weiner, the former congressman, the guy who is still married to, though separated from, Huma Abedin, Hillary Clinton's longtime aide and chief loyalist in this campaign. He came under investigation because he found out, because it developed that he was sexting with apparently with a 15-year-old girl. And so maybe it's hard to know that, Hillary Clinton emails from Hillary Clinton were found on Huma Abedin's device. Maybe she shared them with her husband. Maybe she did something with them. This could in the end be minor, but it also could be huge. And with 11 days to go at the time that this happened, it's hard to know whether this will be resolved by Election Day. So of course it's a big story. Of course the media have to cover it, but we are sort of flying blind here. And here is the irony. If you listen to the commentators on the left and the commentators on the right, the conservatives who would just bash Comey over the head for making a decision not to submit this for criminal charges, now suddenly, wow, he's doing the right thing. This is really reinforcing our faith in the FBI. Even Donald Trump said he had new respect after he claimed the whole FBI probe was rigged. And if you look at the liberals, the commentators on the left, they are all saying, they used to say, James Comey, a paragon of integrity. Of course we should trust his judgment. What a guy. He investigated this thoroughly and decided that no charges were necessary. Now, what is this guy who is a Republican in the Bush administration doing, screwing up the election in the home stretch? This is totally unfair. This is political on his part. Just a knee-jerk partisan reaction, depending on whether or not you like or dislike Comey's decision. Now, I have to think Comey found something that he wouldn't want to have to answer to Congress after the election, saying, how come you didn't tell us about this? But what this is remains to be seen, even as the media volume level remains very, very high.